Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome Dot. Hey mate, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Welcome to our next instalment for the Donkey Kong lessons running at Netherworld's Arcade Club here. We have previously done our beginners class, which I'm pretty sure you were all in attendance at.
I joined you on Twitch.
Beautiful. So here we come to the next class, which is some advanced techniques. So ideally, if you were running through the beginners techniques that we taught, it's going to be the next level up where you're probably hitting between 50 and 100,000 points and you're getting to those springs that everyone loves so much and having to struggle getting past them because they're just a bit tricky to understand. It takes a lot of time to learn them. We'll get to that at the end of today's class. That's our last lesson to work through. So yeah, hopefully with today's hints and tips, we'll get you up past 100,000, keep you going, keep on pushing through new PBs. You should be able to find yourself getting to places where you can just master these techniques, no worries at all. And yeah, keep on going, that's it. So a key point to remember playing Donkey Kong is something that a lot of us here in the world today have learnt, that you've got to put that time in, but like, it's the way of playing. You have to play the most safest way possible. That's literally what it comes down to. The game with its RNG, random number generated, attack patterns and enemy movements, you have to be very careful in possibly predicting what they're going to do, but then also always try and make the safest decision that's going to keep you alive and keep you out of danger. And that's just like, yeah, it's a key point in furthering yourself in Donkey Kong. It's those enemies, the firefoxes, the barrels, the pies. It's you know, put that time in and yeah, play safely. That's the main thing. Yeah, as I mentioned in the first class, in the end, it is just a game. You know, it's designed for fun. It's designed to steal your pennies as you're dropping in coins to have a go. Most games as well, you know, put your 10 coins in, you're fairly competent. But yeah, 10 coins in Donkey Kong, it's still pretty tough to keep going and to keep pushing past what you can already achieve if you don't really, you know, learn a few things about it. But yeah, as it proves, it's the most competitively played video game from the classic golden era of arcade games.
What about Spectre?
Yes, I heard about the Spectre game too. Looks great.
Sorry, Miss
But yeah, it is a game. It is fun and it's also a challenge. So like,
it is a game.
What?
That's accurate.
But yeah, and it keeps bringing you back for more because it does have that randomness to it, which makes every game unique. It makes every challenge, every time you come up against something, it's not always going to be the same thing. You can't pattern these things. You have to react in a fluid way to get past what the game is going to throw at you. All right, we're going to start off with key one, barrel steering.
Yeah. Oh.
Here we go. This is shown on the screen there on the slide is the most basic barrel steering technique. You run towards the ladder. The barrel is above the ladder, or about to roll over it, and the barrel might go down that ladder a certain percentage of the time. So again, RNG's here straight away, telling us that we can't say definitely this guy's going to go down the ladder. It's it might go down the ladder. You've got to be prepared for it if it doesn't, and you know, also if it does. So you've got to keep moving your motion in the way that you would take that next step after the barrel comes down or rolls past over the top. Essentially, barrel steering in the safe sense of things is to keep barrels away from you. That's what it does. Like you can see in that slide there, he's pushing towards that ladder. The barrel's going to most likely go down. If it does, it's not going to come around behind him. It's not going to go down the barrel behind him. The ladder behind him. It's keeping away from him, and it's choosing that safe option, that safe path through the game. It'll also help you avoid nasty groupings of barrels too. So if you get 2, 3, or a couple of barrels coming towards the ladder, you need to be smashing the left, right, and the joystick to get at least some of those barrels down that ladder. Because if you get 3 or 4 barrels rolling towards you on in any girder you're on, it's kind of pretty tough to survive that. So again, safely just try and avoid it by getting these barrels steered away from you. But yeah, essentially it's the RNG. You can, the first level 01 of Donkey Kong, the first 2 screens, you're not going to get a barrel to steer very well at all. It'll be like maybe 25% of the time, if you're lucky. Level 2 and 3, you get about 50% of the time. The barrel will come down that ladder if you're pushing the joystick towards that barrel, towards that ladder, and the barrel's above it. But then from level 4 onwards, you get a 75% chance of steering a barrel down a ladder. And that is a huge help when you're trying to make the game safe for yourself, trying to keep those barrels away, or trying to group them in a way that if they do come to you on the other side, then you're fine to jump those barrels or do whatever you need to do to get past them and let them pass you. All right, so let's have a look quickly down here. Oops, sorry. And yeah, as mentioned at the start there, the most common is just you're running at a ladder. There's a barrel rolling towards the top of that ladder. You keep holding the joystick towards the ladder, and that will sometimes force the barrel to come down the ladder and get out the way for you. That's that technique right there. The green shows the joystick input. The green arrow, if you're, just keep on pushing that joystick towards the ladder. Keep Jumpman moving. That's the most basic one. Yeah. That's what we all learn at the very start when you first think about barrel steering. Simple stuff, and we'll get to practice these barrel steering techniques in a little bit after this little section, sorry. All right, steering on ladders. It's another thing you can do. It's I find it a pretty successful way of steering barrels too. You make sure, if you're on a ladder, even going up or down a ladder, and you see one of those barrels on a girder above coming towards a ladder, you just stop climbing for a second. You want to stop climbing because the joystick input for Donkey Kong is a 4-way input, so you have up, down, left and right, and they are definitive directions on the joystick you can push at one time. So if you're climbing, you have to stop climbing and then press left or press right, depending on what you need, to get those barrels to steer downwards. If you're in a rush and you're trying to climb really quickly and trying to push to the left and right at the same time to get the barrel to steer, it may not activate that micro switch in the joystick, and the barrel may not steer down or have that chance of steering down. So make sure you have a quick pause on that joystick, push left or right, whichever you need to get that barrel to come down above you, whichever ladder, and that's how you do it on the ladders when you're climbing, ascending or descending. All right, jump steering is something I learned months and months after I started getting into Donkey Kong. I had no idea it was a thing until I think I saw someone here at Netherworld doing it, and we were like, "Is that magic? What are you doing?" It was Aaron.
Yeah, I taught you.
All right.
No, it was me.
So essentially, it's the same technique.
It's awesome. It's my favourite way.
It's great, yeah. Because you can be moving forward to the right, as shown on the screen, and if there's a barrel behind you to the left, you can keep moving right by adding a jump in the mix, and in mid-air, you can just press left on the joystick at the right time when those barrels are up there on the left, and just because of the joystick input going to the left, that will, hopefully force those barrels down the ladder and make things safer for you. In the case of this image, it's probably not the best example, because you'd want to be steering those barrels up there, down those 2 ladders behind as well when they come down across the screen. But essentially, you can steer barrels while you're in the air, which is very handy.
If you do another jump after that jump and steer them while you're doing the second jump, then they might all be gone behind you.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, you could. That's right. Yeah, you can jump steer as many times as you need to keep those barrels potentially from coming towards you on the girder above and getting them down those ladders behind you as you're ascending up the screen there.
One step closer to Pauline.
That's it.
Only to be taken away from you again.
All right. Something you'll probably learn fairly early on in your Donkey Kong life of Donkey Kong that you've chosen to live is using the barrel steering technique to get those, once you have the hammer at the top hammer on the left on barrels, is to get to the right hand side of that ladder and just press left when Donkey Kong rolls a barrel, so when the barrel comes down, it lands on your hammer. Again, it's the RNG. It's not every time they're going to come down, so you have to be prepared if it's going to go past and roll behind you to the right. So then you just flick around to the right to get it when it comes to you. But yeah, essentially you can stand there with your hammer, looking at that ladder. Just press the joystick towards the ladder as the barrel's about to roll over it. It'll hopefully come down. You'll get those points straight away. It eliminates the risk of a barrel behind you or more barrels behind you, like ganging up on you. But yeah, a key point is not to stand too close to the ladder with the hammer either. You want to avoid the barrels hitting you, obviously, coming down the ladder. So yeah, each time you do get a barrel with your hammer, you might want to just reset back to the right a little bit, and then press back to the left. Just give yourself some space. So as you're pressing left, you're moving towards the ladder again as those barrels are coming, and hopefully collecting the barrels as they come down. Yeah, and I've found, I know personally, I find it in the earlier levels it's sort of pretty successful, but the numbers say it's 25% in level 1, 50% level 2 and 3, and then level 4 onwards, it's 75% success of getting those barrels
I think
coming down.
The longer you're on the level though, the difficulty goes up a bit, which increases the percentage of the steering. So you can get up to 50% on level 1. Is that right, Jeffrey?
It's after a certain amount of time.
Oh, come on! I wasn't listening. Sir,
He's on his phone, sir. He's on his phone. It's after a certain amount of time on level 1. So that's one of
it
the.
Goes up to level 2 difficulty, which increases the percentage of steering.
Yeah.
So by the time you're up there and you get that hammer, it might be at 50%, and that's why you might feel like you're getting more steering because you are.
Yeah, and you're spending more time doing it as well. Which is,
Same from level 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. I think 3 to 4, the percentage increases throughout.
All right. So the percentage of barrel steering does increase as the longer the time you spend on the board. So especially if you are up there with the hammer looking to get barrels, you're going to be spending more time to start with. Even if it took a while to get up there, the RNG wasn't nice, the firefoxes were chasing you down, or just having trouble getting past the barrels, you will have more of a chance of steering barrels the longer you stay on the boards.
Yep.
Which I assume would go up to level 4 where it sticks at 75%.
I think so. I think that there might not be enough time for it to max out on the first levels, but I think on level 3, I think it can max out at 75%. I don't think it ever goes up to 100. It'd be a question for Jeff if he was listening.
No way. Donkey Kong would never be that nice to have 100%.
No,
I just
prediction of enemy movements.
I just find it funny how there's that whole steering barrels was designed to make the game harder. Where in actual fact, once you figure it out, it makes it a lot easier.
That's it.
So level 1 is the hardest barrel level because of low RNG, low percentage of steering barrels and stuff. It's hilarious.
It makes it more random.
So it's kind of funny.
It is. Return to the game.
All right. The next we have, that's the most common, way to steer the barrels with the hammer, get those points. This is one that it is also possible to, with the right timing, you can be in the air and steer barrels to the left of you and to the right of you. So you can just flick the joystick left and right as those barrels are on above those ladders to your left or right above you on the screen. It's a bit more of an advanced technique leading towards more, I don't know. But it's something you can do. If you're in the air, no matter, or on the ladders, left and right on the joystick, running on the girder, left or right, if those barrels above you are reaching about to hit those ladders, it is a chance it will come down and make that barrels board safer for you. All right, we're going to have a quick practice session on the barrels boards. So if anyone is not so familiar with steering barrels, we have a couple of laptops here set up. There's some save states running. So if you load up the game to a save state, you should be able to get straight into a barrels board and have a good chance of steering barrels with the different techniques of running, steering on ladders, jump steering, and using the top hammer.
F7-1.
So there's instructions on each laptop which show you how to load a save state, and that will that'll get you going. Or we can have the people who own the laptops just to put the save states on right now, and That'd be awesome.
Start straight away.
All right, practice time, guys. Let's get into it.
And the 4 little low boys have all got free play Donkey Kong on them. Yeah. You go on the stage together with the next guy.
So when you're ready on this one, if you just push 1, it'll start you on level 4 barrels. And then it's got a high percentage chance of steering. And that's
Very well explained.
Yeah.
Get there, mate, get there.
Just gonna awkwardly stand there while you play. Oh. It's the best organised thing I've ever seen, Mike. It's crazy.
He's got spreadsheets for that.
Away from the camera.
Sorry. My bad. I just thought it was real awkward. Is it back?
Yeah, they're free play.
Good play.
Sorry?
Yep.
Where was that?
Just right here. Not bad.
And yeah, if you just want to play Donkey Kong on the 2 low boys at the back there, or the 2 either side of the stage here, they're set to free play, so you don't need any coins. But the best practice for the steering barrels will be on the laptops.
Oh, I don't remember. How is this set up, Mikey?
Sorry, I actually
No, that's mules.
Yeah, but it was set up for a camera.
It was here.
It's just like 16 seconds worth. Okay. Maybe you can just rotate the camera if it's for this. If this camera's just for this, just rotate the camera.
It's still moving it.
That might be refresh the screen.
Oh, come on. Look at that. It's scared. Beginner.
If you're excited to switch, you should go back to
You'll see it on there, mate. See if I can
I'll
make
through.
it.
Oh yeah.
Got it. We're on to it.
It's still delayed on
Twitch Stream Legends.
Which button do you use?
You set it up, you tell me.
All of them at once. Oh my god.
Oh gosh, it's not right there.
To be honest, I haven't quite practiced since we last.
Dave, when you get the cab at the back, the left switch is stuck on.
It's like cracking a high score of 7,600.
That's right. I'm just trying to get the light layer tape on the screen. Yeah, it's such a good sitting here. Neil's got when I just look at the straight fighting.
Alright, this one. People need to play on this one.
I'll play on this.
Do all the barrel steering you can. Mate.
Yeah, I will.
Just non-stop barrel steering.
Press P. And I'll start the. Cool. Alright, so, what's jump? Right, there we go. Alright, Matt. There's the barrel steer.
Oh, it is on there.
Barrel steer. That's a jump steer. And a little pause there because otherwise that third barrel would have. Jump after as well to get points if you want to be cheeky.
Then I still will say
I got caught out there. Yeah. Alright, let's so I'll do just a normal run to get to the top. Little pause there so that barrel doesn't go down the ladder, so I can go up it. And I'll steer that one away. I wasn't watching the one. So when Con grabs a barrel and it's spinning, it's going to be a wild barrel, so it's always a good idea to keep an eye on him if you can. Again, a little pause so it doesn't come down accidentally. So we wait here, and then I will steer these down and out of the way. And then we have a little bit of a clear path, and you can grab the hammer. And then just, so what Mike was talking about here, if you do a little quick left like that, you can steer the barrel down and get the points. Sorry. So you can just stand here, well, it's not wasting time, and then here. And then the little thing you can do here is if you're on this side, you can do a little quick left, and then that's a way of clearing the barrels from the top, and you're in a pretty safe spot. So like this, so there, and you can do them almost the two at the same time because of how they line up. And if you are chasing points and you don't want to lose points, if you steer a barrel down, you can actually sort of jump after it as well and get some points. I'll show you. So if you see that, you can actually jump straight after it and get the points if you want to point press. Yeah, it's alright, we'll kill it off, we'll do it again. So again, get to that. And then little pull. Oh, see, now, I should have done a straight jump there. And so how do I do...
After you face that situation about 100 times,
F7. Select to load from. Level 4 barrels is B. There we go. Alright, we'll go again. So again, waiting there because I don't want to steer the barrel. So I'm doing a little jump steer there to clear these ones. And a jump steer there. Steer, steer, clear. Oh, get away from me. And something to be cognizant of is that when you are running, you know, so I'll try and group. So this is a group now, I'll get a few more points out of it. This is, yeah, that's pretty silly. Alright, we'll go again. So if we go, that one will pause there. Oopsie doodle. So that's a ladder steer. So again, trying to clear. steer those ones down, stand here, and then that gives you a nice bit of space. And then just keep an eye on Kong. Make sure he's rolling a barrel, not throwing a barrel. And you can, again, do a little left there to get the extra points if you want. But you don't have to. And then there's another one. So again, you can do little. So one thing to do, like as you're running and you can jump and do a left. So try and show you that. So
It is like a mix of background.
as you can didn't steer, but you know. So trying to do a steer there, but it's not letting me.
You've got the best record in the world.
Alright, we'll go again. How's it going, Jeff? Can you see chat? Is anyone on chat? Alright.
Swimming golf.
Straight up. We'll steer and steer. And then I can stop here. Try and steer it. Oh, I don't like that. So I don't like the way these barrels are coming down, so I'm actually trying to steer them down the broken ladder. Jump steer. And then we're good. Oh. I was too far to the left there. I would have grabbed the hammer, but I would have fallen off the girder. Go.
Got any questions?
So on the ladder here, so that we can steer those two. It's on the ladder, broken ladder, steer. There you go. Broken ladder, steer, and again it just clears the way for you. Oh. A bit hard to see on this screen where his foot's supposed to be. Again, there's that little. So. There's the steer. And you can wait here, steer. And I got the. Ah well. So yeah. Someone want to come have a play on this? Danny, you want to come do some steering? You good? Alright. We'll do more. Do you want to come do some steering, Mike?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay. So. Go. And you did. Yeah, you want to come steer? Come steer. Come steer clear. Steer and clear.
Steer clear.
Anybody else waiting on a chair?
I don't think so.
No? I can go if nobody else wants to go, but if you want to...
Go your hardest.
Sure.
He's played enough for all of us. Oh, I shouldn't change the screen if it's on the stream. I'm sorry. I'm fixing it.
What is it? What's the game?
Oh my god! Mike! This! I've not seen this!
I've been around for months.
Yeah, I should take one of those and read it.
Oh, this joystick's nice.
Nice!
That's my son become Tanya and we started that like 2019. We started the basis of that.
That's sick,
And that's what turned into
This! I'm gonna give it to my kids.
What
What time is it? Back at it?
Yeah, that's it.
Probably with all my boys.
Yeah, do that. Good game. It's not a fun game. It's a good game.
Got some steering going on here, mate. I tell you what. Oh. Doing the jumping steers and all of it. Oh, the backwards jump steer. You love it. Lit.
Okay, guys, give it another 2 minutes, and we're going to be back to the next part of the lesson. We're going to get some points pressing in the next session on the rivets board.
Do the old steer down the ladder and point press trick if I can. Come on.
Apparently it's LS.
Having fun, Mikey?
Rolling along smoothly.
Very smooth. How were the nerves compared to last time? Yeah. First time's always...
Giving you conversation.
Oh, only when it suits and when we want to call out Jeff for being on his phone, on his TikTok. Or his Tinder, I don't know. Both at the same time.
Send him an email first.
I was on Twitter, supporting the stream.
Sure, mate. Twitter, Tinder, TikTok, you're on all of them. I believe you. Keep an eye on that swimmer score. Oh, really good. PowerPoint. Is there PowerPoint? Is there any other? Does anyone else try to make a slideshow program, or is everyone just like, you can't fuck with PowerPoint? Yeah, me either. I can't imagine anything else. There would be a free one, because I use WPS. It's like a free Microsoft suite that I want to pay. And it's basically a carbon copy. And it works well. Yeah. I think you can pay for like the pro version. Don't need it. Oh, actually, now that I have, through my work, I have an Office 365 that I can use all in the browser. And there's Google Sheets. There's probably Google presentations. I think I did one of them. Yeah, you have to. You might be able to download it as a PowerPoint, and then you run it in PowerPoint. Is that rightly no, sir?
Next stage.
Okay, guys, bring it in. We're going to do the next session. Next section.
Sorry.
And have a look at the point expression rivets. It's going to be a quick. It'll be a quick chat, quick presentation for this one, but then yeah, and you can jump into the practice of the point expressing straight away. Alrighty. In terms of points pressing in Donkey Kong, this is the first one that everyone learns because it's the quickest to get to, and it's one of the easiest ways to rack up points in Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah.
It's points pressing, yeah. Points pressing next to Donkey Kong's foot, which is not really close to his foot, but like it's points pressing across that light blue bar to the left and right of Donkey Kong. Most of the time you'll be points pressing on the right because that's the safest way to clear the board. You clear the board on the left, try and trap the firefoxes over there. You'll be up on the right and have a bit of time to points press against that light blue bar. Essentially the computer is recognizing Donkey Kong's foot as an enemy. So just like the barrels, just like the firefoxes, when you jump over them, it's recognizing that you're jumping over something and getting points for it if you're pressing the joystick in a direction while in the air. This is points pressing, it's not points leeching. In the world of video games, and especially records, points leeching is a spot in a video game where you can sit for hours and just farm points without any consequence, without any timer, with very little risk. Sometimes there is risk, but this is points pressing, which is completely legal in the world of world records, Donkey Kong, recorded videos, getting your kill screens, absolutely no problems at all with this. There is other places in Donkey Kong where you can points press, but we'll stick with this one for today, for advanced, because the other points pressing areas are quite, and the way to accumulate those points is pretty risky, too risky, and we're trying to sort of keep everyone on the path in these classes to play the safest game possible, because that's going to get you those higher PVPs. It's going to keep you alive, and that's how you're going to improve on your game. And yeah, start working your way towards a kill screen.
Whoa.
As mentioned in the beginner's class, the star pattern for clearing the rivet stage has to be obeyed for this to work well, to work really well. And you have to have a bit of luck with the RNG as well to make sure those firefoxes are going to be behaving. We've got two awesome little videos to show after this where Dennis provided some great examples. Thank you, mate. There, you'll see it in a couple of slides' time where it's just a messy RNG, the firefoxes are about to get you, and then also one that's just an easy clear where the RNG went Dennis's way, which is yeah, it's part of doing the rivets. Sometimes you'll get there, sometimes you'll be able to points press for ages on the top and get heaps of points. Other times the firefox will be after you, you can't points press, or you can't even reach the point press, you just have to finish the level somehow, because it just gets a bit messy.
Yeah.
All the RNG, that's what we love about this game.
I love it when you get forced.
Now, there's a good rule to keep in mind for rivets. It also affects the pie stage, but in a different way. On the rivets, the firefoxes will spawn on the opposite side of the screen to what Jumpman is on. Sorry, wrong one. So if you're to the left of center on rivets, the firefoxes will spawn from the right-hand side of the screen, and vice versa. If you're on the right-hand side of the screen, the firefoxes will spawn on the left. So essentially, the pattern here is showing you how to advance through the stage and pick up the hammer in a opportune spot where you have a higher chance of eliminating firefoxes from the left side of the screen and on the right as well. But eliminating them, so when you're killing them, you want to be pushing to the right side of the screen when you have that hammer, and that'll force the firefoxes to spawn on the left. And if you've executed the start pattern correctly, the rivets will be gone from the left side of the screen, and that will trap those firefoxes to the left side where they can't get you, or if on the bottom level, they'll take a while to get up to you as you're clearing the right-hand side rivets. So yeah, that's the pattern. It's in the booklet as well. It's all set out. Hopefully we all know this pattern, and we'll move to the next slide. This is the sort of broken down version of that pattern there. So you want to head up, get that first rivet, keep moving upwards, and forget about rivet 2, but move to those rivets 3 and 4 in the top left, clear those ones out, then come back down to where that bottom hammer is, or wait spot 1, and you hang around there for a bit. You're going to want to wait until you have two or more firefoxes, maybe on the same girder as you. If the RNG is being not particularly nice, you might get one firefox come to your girder, and if you're waiting around for a while and you get that one firefox, just grab the hammer, start running to the right to kill it. And essentially, once you have that hammer, you want to stay on the right-hand side of the screen. So run right towards rivet number 6, and hang around there until the firefoxes are hopefully coming up and down to you for you to eliminate them off the screen on the right-hand side. Because yeah, as mentioned, once they go on the right, they're forced to respawn on the left. And with those rivets gone, there's a high chance they'll not be able to affect you again for the rest of the level. They'll be stuck on that left side.
Look at that.
Once you're across the right there, and you've killed a few firefoxes, there could be firefoxes above you, below you. If you're really lucky, you'll get them with the hammer in that certain run after you've grabbed it straight away. But yeah, you might have to freestyle this part just because you have to react to where the firefoxes are. So shown there is the ideal way of clearing the clearing the rivets. And we'll move to the next screen.
That is.
Alright, once you're up there, this is the points pressing technique. You just stand with about probably just over halfway of your sprite over that blue bar, jump in the air and just hit right on the joystick once you're in mid-air. Try not to press jump and press the joystick at the same time because you'll end up clearing the rivet and finishing the level and your points pressing attempt will be done. But yeah, just make sure as you're doing it, it's a clear delineation. It's to jump and then tap right. So jump and tap right, two separate movements completely. Don't be jumping, tapping right, and definitely don't jump and tap left because if you accidentally jump onto Donkey Kong, you're going to die. And I'm sure we've all done that at certain times in our Donkey Kong lives.
No, never.
Never, no. Aaron is just, yeah.
Bullshit.
So yeah, get yourself up there. We'll have the save states set up as well, so you're going to have to work through the rivet stage with that start pattern clearing. So clearing the left, taking the hammer to the right, and then clearing bottom rivet, top rivet, and then get into your points pressing. And that's pretty much it. The points pressing, as mentioned earlier, the points pressing. So with Donkey Kong, as we learned in the beginners class, there's a timer on every level, and the timer counts down from thousands of points down to 0. If you finish the level and there's points on that timer, you will get those bonus points added to your score. So as your points pressing up here, you're going to keep an eye out on that timer because it will count down to 0. And if your points pressing after 0 for too long, you will die. The game kills you after that bonus points timer hits past 0 for a few seconds. Yes, Jeff.
Just want to point out, after level 3, it's kind of pointless if you're just running balls. Just running race.
True, yeah.
You get an extra something
the
like
time
200
bonus
points.
Goes down as fast as you get.
Oh no, you get for every, you get what is it for every like
Not worth it.
300 you get 400, so it's not really.
So from level 04 onwards?
Yeah, don't worry about it on level 4. I don't even worry about it on level 3 to be honest.
Okay.
But 1 and 2 makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right, so yeah, I just heard some news from Jeff Sutter. Thank you very much. Points pressing on level 3 and 4, particularly level 4 onwards, is not quite as useful as level 1 and 2 because the time will count down faster, then you can accumulate the bonus points.
Just as fast, I think
A
it's
little bit slower, but
yeah.
It's very close. Yeah. So
And then once it gets to 0, you can get like 4 jumps in, I think,
and
before you have to clear it. So you do get that 400.
Yeah, so that's I think you get the 400 points off of that realistically, so you don't gain points.
and if you've got a kill screen, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going for like the million or like just the biggest score possible, then it's worth it. Because 400 times, how many levels is that? Like 16, 17 levels from there on. So it adds up to a few thousand. So
Can I just point? I was just talking to Pink. Can you go back to that one?
Yep.
Please.
Here we go.
So that weight spot 2. Can you explain that one, please?
Yeah, so we're hanging at weight spot 2 to see what the firefoxes do. If there's firefoxes above or below you.
Yeah.
You don't want to run over that rivet there, just in case the firefox is going to come down the middle ladder behind you.
Yeah.
Because it could stop you from killing that firefox. And that can essentially cause you more hassles. Points pressing up top because you've got a higher chance of coming up to you at the top right of the screen.
Might be worth pointing out as well is if you go up that center ladder, so that white line there, if you go up that and there's still firefoxes about to spawn, they'll spawn on the right.
Yeah, because that's
so you want to
slightly to
not
the
go
left.
up that ladder until they've from killing everything with the hammer. So there should be 5 firefoxes, count them, and don't go up that ladder until the other one has spawned on the left. So you could go up the rightmost ladder or whatever. Just that's worth pointing out as well, because
essentially you have to freestyle this second part of the level.
Yeah, absolutely.
The firefoxes and the RNG, they will move wherever they want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you're on those middle ladders, the firefox will spawn on the right, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
If you're left of those central ladders, they'll spawn on the right definitely. If you're the right hand side of them, they will all spawn on the left and spawn away from you.
And remember, we learned Pauline's back is where they spawn. Which side?
True. Yeah. Neil's little
Neil's little nugget of wisdom.
Oh, spectacular.
Pauline at the top there is is looking towards the side of the screen that Jumpman is on. So the Firefox will spawn to the opposite side of where Pauline's hair is pointing. Away, on the other side of the screen.
That's deep.
Just something to remember if you need a little visual cue and you're not looking at Jumpman himself. Alright, there's the points pressing.
I've only got eyes.
Jump, get the joystick to the right. Okay, it's practice time, guys. Get the save states lined up and we'll get the top of rivets and hopefully get some points pressing done.
That would be state number 2.
Yes, we did them in the order that mine.
We did.
Oh, wow.
We followed the Führer's orders.
Oh, this one isn't.
It just means master, right?
Oh, level 4 rivets is the save state on this one.
Yeah.
What I might do is I might run. I tell you what I might do is I might actually just run through level 1 and get to the second rivets.
Alright, these are both ready to go. So you need to load.
Would you let it
Hey, Donkey Kong line?
Alright.
This is number 2 when you're ready, and then I'll put you onto the rivets.
Oh. Yeah. Oh man, that was daft.
Super muffled, especially on this is like a yeah, so it's like quasi 16-bit console. Yeah, exactly.
But that barrel should be okay. It really, if it doesn't. Yeah.
Alright.
Most efficient ways to create
Alright, so this is, I like to run and wait here until one spawns and just grab this purse. It's just, you don't have to do that. And then again, straight up, clear these rivets. We're leaving that middle rivet there, the second one, so that we can transition across once I grab the hammer. So I'll go grab the hammer and come across and kill these. Now, didn't get too lucky with the Firefoxes spawning, but that's alright. We should be able to... They move pretty slowly. So... Oh, I don't like this one bit. I don't like this one bit. Fuck it! Alright, so that was like silly, but I kind of want to show you. So I'm running back here, so this Firefoxes spawn on the left there, which is a bit more important. So something you can do is if you clear this rivet and keep that one, it kind of gives you a. So I'll try and tease them down again. So one thing you can do, I mean, not worth it because of the points I'm losing on the timer. I'm going to die here and go through the level again. Maybe we'll get some better RNG. But you can see that that's where I was jumping and just hitting right. So we'll do it the safe way. So clear this one and then straight up. And then I'm keeping an eye on where they're spawning, just so I know kind of an idea of which way I need to come on back down. So you got 2 on the middle there, but one's going up, so I might wait just a little bit. No, don't want to wait too long. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit lucky. Both of those guys are coming up, which I should be able to get. So that's really good. That's good. So we've got 2 there now. We should have the rest of those 3 should spawn on the left, and then I can come down. And again, I'm going to wait until. So we have got to wait for one more to spawn. So if we can get one of these guys to come down or up, I'll grab the hammer. Alright, wow. So now I've got to stay, I've got to wait him to come to me. I can't go too far to the left, otherwise the Firefoxes will spawn on the right. So this is like the absolute ideal situation. So now they're all gonna just chill on there, and I can point press, you know, to my heart's content, and then keeping an eye on that timer. Now apparently you get 4 jumps off of the timer. I'm probably not. I don't have my timing quite dialed in, so I always just do 3. So I'll keep an eye on that timer. So there you go. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll let this actually time out, but I'll show you the. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I do have enough time, but I'm going to let it die off. But I would have enough time. I normally just go for 3 when I'm playing, but you know that's up to you. So that's how we do it. So we'll do it again. So I've got the 1 more life left. Straight up, and straight up. And now this is a bit of annoying. They're coming up though. So yeah, he's coming up. So it's good. There we go. And again, stay on the him. So all they're up, so it's safe to go up the middle. And then I like to stand here and face to the left. So hopefully we get another one coming up. So okay, so now when we're in a situation like this, actually what you do is you clear the top one and you can still leech. And the idea being that if the firefoxes do come up, especially this one that's on the far right hand side, hopefully he'll go up the ladder on the far right side, and he's trapped on that side. So if you watch him, hopefully he'll go straight up that ladder, which he doesn't seem to want. Yeah, there we go. So obviously with this second one it's a bit trickier. That's another way to trap him if he's up there. It is a little bit risky now. You got to like run down and grab the rivet, and then if this happens, yeah, it's a bit. So it's like that's definitely risky. You wouldn't do it with a firefox below you, I don't think, but that's a way of doing it. Does someone else want to come and Neil? Do you want to come and press points, or Jeff, or someone? So for stream, this is for stream. So what's your name again? Neil Cairns is going to join us. So the load state is level 4 on this one, but I've just been doing. But I'm actually what I was saying is I'm just clearing level 1 barrels and doing level 2 springs, just because you have more time with thingy. But
Right.
yeah.
So
No.
Should have been come down to that.
But then you won't you'll hate it.
do we have any? Just going to load up the Twitch chat channel, so push through any questions if you have any, and I'll answer them as the best I can. So we're just practicing the rivets that Mikey was talking about.
Maybe they're alright once they've been freshly done.
Hi Alan, if you're here. Hello, sir.
No, it's not. It's lots and lots of practice.
It's a safe wet and practice.
Not the best example of board running.
Get it together, Neil.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. No good. Don't do that. Don't do what Neil does. Here we go. Oh, it's Chops. Hey Chops, how we going, sir? Hope you're getting better, mate. Angry, look at him.
Oh my god, wow.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, lots of Donkey Kong talk at the moment, which is good. Oh, right. Again, shout out if you need anything, mate. So I'm just going to wait here, wait for one of them to come down. Hopefully I get one. Two if I'm lucky. So if I'm in this situation, I usually come onto the right side. And then you can point press as much as you want by jumping and pressing right. So that would be that's a pretty good board that you want. Heaps of time to point press. So we'll do a start again. So take out that one, miss the hammer, take out these two, and then get back down to the hammer as quick as possible. If it's free, you go for it.
Hi, Neil.
Hi. How you going, Jeff? Is that Mr. Sutter's with us? A little handy tip as well, I suppose, is like just remember that fireballs go down quicker than they go up.
Unless you're slow as molasses and you miss him.
Yeah.
You can't point press shit there, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, no point pressing on that one because of the fireball.
It's level 4, no point.
No point? What do you mean? Are you kidding?
No.
You don't point press on level 4.
It's going to save me so much time playing Donkey Kong now.
Huh?
It's going to save me so much time when I play Donkey Kong.
Are you Joshua?
I'm not going to point press ever again there.
What?
I point press level 1, 2, and 3 if it is nice to me because 3 you can still get quite a few points. Level 4 is like, I guess I could.
And 5?
No, I mean, level 4 only to get a bigger start if I want.
Okay, one thing I forgot to show everyone before we went into practice was the 2 videos. here are some lovely videos.
Gather around.
It's not easy to me. It's okay.
Alright, I'm going to check this first
They
video.
come from everywhere to watch Dickhead play.
I'm going to turn this old,
Sorry.
kill this guy off over here, a bit noisy. Just a second. Sorry, guys. Alright, so we have this guy on the left. Playing? I think this is the clean run, Dennis. Or is this the messy? Yeah, here is a lucky, clean way of getting through rivets to the points pressing stage.
That girder to ladder transition, that is good.
I do nearly die up the top picking up the hammer though, but I won't get a very good score.
You're basically almost dead in Donkey Kong the whole time.
So he was very, very lucky there that all the Firefoxes, there was none below him. The only ones were on the girder, on his girder or above, yeah. That was quite close. That was quite close, but this is almost a perfect
You thought
example.
you were going to die for sure.
Yeah, I was like, oops.
And you can see they don't always spawn to the upper left girders. That guy spawned at the bottom, and because they can spawn at any level on the left, that guy's having to spawn on the bottom level, which still gives him the chance to slowly come up and get to jump out at the top.
You can see on the counter that it's basically 1 for 1. Bonus time at jump.
True.
Oh, this is level 4, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is slightly slower on good things. You do get a couple behind.
It is slightly quick, isn't it?
My jumping isn't that great.
No, you're jumping pixel perfect. That is frame perfect jumping,
It is beautiful timing there, Dennis.
And you get 4 at the end if you want.
Yeah, it's zeros. Maybe, you know, when you're learning, go for 1 or 2 after it's 0, 0, 0, but
Yeah.
Yep, I go for 3 and we'll see how.
that was a pretty good example of a almost like a full-length perfect points press where that Firefox at the bottom, he was there, but he wasn't coming up and chasing Jumpman down to stop the points pressing. And here is what happens when the RNG sort of does its thing, its normal thing.
See how they spawn up top.
Yeah, look at all spawn, all running along. That guy's already blocking that ladder there. You're meant to go up straight away, and you can't even get up the first ladder. It just depends on what the computer wants to throw at you. Look at this. Yeah, can't. Yep, no
Michael
chance.
Jackson jump.
I want you to survive it. You survive this thing.
Oh. You're
And
playing
this
it
is
well.
what it's like sometimes. You just have to escape as best you can and try and stay alive.
Okay, and prodding, can I get up?
I gave up. I was like,
Yeah.
this is bullshit. Talking about the wrong shit.
So yeah, it's another good a good example of how the RNG will affect the game. Just two of the same level, not the exact same
ONG.
level, but yeah.
That's the key.
RNG.
ONG?
That's what Alan
Is that what he said?
That's the key.
Alright, do we want to play rivets some more or go to the next section? Next section, alright. What do we got next? What's happening? What's happening?
Or is it pies?
Oh,
Press here and press here. Nice. There we go. Ah, Pie Factory. This is the Pie Factory, and we didn't cover this in the beginner's class because it wasn't in those first 5 screens. This appears from level 03 onwards. So it itself is kind of like an advanced technique to learn and get used to and to you know, figure out how to get through.
Did you know this does not exist in the NES version, I think?
This does not exist in the NES version.
No Pie Factory.
Or the Famicom version, possibly.
Probably, I think it's the same, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
Not enough memory, I think. Back in the day, they didn't have enough memory on the cartridges.
Alright, as usual, you've got Firefoxes around. They're going to go where they want, so you're going to have to play in the safest way possible. Look for the gaps, ensure that when you're going to get up a ladder, you're not going to get caught by a Firefox, and keep an eye on the pies as well, on those conveyor belts. There's a conveyor belt, the one above the girder above Jumpman there is a conveyor belt, and then the one that the Firefoxes are on the top is 2 other conveyor belts, either side of the oil barrel. The Firefox, yeah, a key thing to know is the Firefoxes have a similar spawning rule to rivets, but they spawn the opposite side, so the Firefoxes on the rivets. So they will spawn to the same side of the screen that Jumpman is standing on. So if you're left of that oil barrel, you can see they're popping out on the left side of the barrel there. Again, if you're on the right, they'll come to the right. So keep that in mind every time you kill a Firefox, wherever you're situated, that the next Firefox coming out of the barrel will spawn on your side of the screen, whichever you're on. The conveyor belts are a new thing as well in Donkey Kong, if you've gone through the beginners. And the conveyor belts change direction, which is pretty tricky. Donkey Kong at the top, he's going to be moving left to right on the screen, and that affects the direction that the conveyor belts will move. When Donkey Kong slides his way, moonwalks his way all the way to the left of the top conveyor that he's on, the bottom conveyor will change from left to right or right to left, no matter whatever it is. He can also affect the top conveyor belts as well. So it's something that I've only learned fairly recently. The top conveyor belts will change direction once Donkey Kong passes over that center line, but it's just every now and then it happens.
Where did you read that?
I was just watching. I sat there watching the Pie Factory for about 5 minutes.
I've never seen that happen, but we should.
It might have been my version of Donkey Kong, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen it happen either.
Okay.
Yeah, any run or anything, yeah,
Wow.
I've never seen it.
My version of Donkey Kong might be broken, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a pretty old version of MAME, so.
I'm going to try it. Let's see
Could be, it could be a ROM hack that you, or a different, slightly different version, because there was a Japanese version of Donkey Kong that was different.
Okay.
I think just the levels in that were just different though, wasn't it? As in like level 1, you played all the levels.
Yeah.
I think it was the Japanese.
Yeah, it was.
You go through the 4 modes, you don't
Technicalities aside. Sorry. This is, that's the Pie Factory.
That's Mike being nice, saying, shut up, guys.
But yeah. Keep an eye on Donkey Kong and conveyors. The deaths you'll encounter from jumping pies at the wrong time, when you're about to jump a pie and the conveyor belt changes and moves the pie in the direction that you're jumping to, it's a big one. Getting caught on a ladder and a pie will just come and hit you because you're stuck on a ladder, trying to get up a ladder or down a ladder. The common deaths. We've all suffered those deaths a lot of times, and for myself, I've died to pies rather than Firefoxes on the Pie Factory much more often.
Is it that there's only 5 pies on the screen at once? Is it a limit to the sprite count? So that's a way of kind of.
I'm not sure. I never got into counting pies.
Yeah,
So,
only one spawns
yeah.
at a time. I don't know about how many can be on the screen, but I think they consistently spawn every few seconds.
Alright, so Donkey Kong at the top there will be sliding left and right. He'll go all the way to the right and then all the way to the left. Every time he hits the left-hand side, that bottom conveyor will definitely change directions, yeah. So the pies flow to the left will just all of a sudden change to the right. If you have my version of Donkey Kong, the top conveyors may change as well, but we'll check that out later on with some technical eyes looking at the screens.
Mikey Kong.
Unless you were watching the ones right up the top, which don't affect anything.
No.
I'll shut up.
Alright.
Will you, Jeff?
No.
And that's it. So yeah, keep an eye on Donkey Kong. It's something you really have to learn when you're learning as well. Not only on barrels, because he can sometimes throw wild barrels on those barrel stages, but that's advancing further in as well. But keep an eye on Donkey Kong at the top of the screen, because if you're anywhere near that bottom conveyor, you have to be prepared for that conveyor to change size and those pies to start moving an opposite way. Otherwise, you're just going to get hit. You're going to walk into them. You're going to try and jump over them. You might even have a hammer and you're running towards them. If they all of a sudden conveyor changes to them moving towards you, they can go under the hammer very easily because they're moving very quickly. Alrighty, next screen. And this is the Weeby Freebie.
Oh.
Alright.
The Adam Levy free.
Adam Levy has also done this, I believe. Steve Weeby is the American Donkey Kong player who was in the 2007 documentary King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. He showed this technique where at the start of the levels, he would hang out on the left-hand side at the bottom of the screen and wait for the Firefoxes to all spawn on that left side. And if the RNG's nice with the Firefox on the ladders to the left, you can run straight to the right, all the way up to the very top of the screen where you'll finish the level without any interaction from Firefoxes, any hassles. And that's the best way to attack this screen. Of course, the RNG, when you have like 5 Firefoxes coming out at the top, and the RNG is mean as, there's no chance of this, but your best chance of starting the Pie Factory is stay to the left, wait for all the Firefoxes to come out, and then go to the right, start running up that right-hand ladder, or that middle right ladder to the upper right sides.
What do you think the percentage of successful Weeby freebies is? I think it's less than 50% for sure. Right? I guess it changes every game, but like overall, I would say I get it maybe 30% of the time. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a very useful technique for finishing
My
that
sample
level.
rate says more like 50.
More like 50.
We're looking at 50% each of the time. This is going to work for
But I
you.
force it.
You're getting good luck.
It takes the interaction.
Alright, just remember, if you're staying to the left of that blue centre line there, the left side of the oil barrel, those little Firefoxes, they're gonna stay spawning on that side.
They are idiots.
You have to remember though, when you get to level 04, you'll have 4 Firefoxes come out. Then when you get to level 05, you'll have 5 Firefoxes. Every level after level 5, you'll have 5 Firefoxes to contend with at the start of every prize level. You have to remember this as well, because once you get to those levels, you're going to have to wait on the left side of that centre line and wait for your 1, 2, 3 pies, or your 1, 2, 3, 4 on level 4, and then obviously you're waiting for 5 Firefoxes to pop out on that left side before you get moving to attempt that Weeby freebie up on the right hand side. Generally, when we starting off, it's a tricky one here because you're going to have to be careful what those Firefoxes on the left are doing as you're moving up to the right to try and get that Weeby freebie. So when you get to point 1 on the screen there, you just need to make sure what the Firefoxes on the left are doing. If that guy's moving down the ladder, you're going to want to be really cautious as you get up to the girder, and maybe not get up to the girder at all, because he can come across and just get you straight away. So once you get to that point just below the girder before you're going up, keep your eye on the left and see what the Firefoxes are doing. If that Firefox is moving up the ladder, then that girder you're moving to is going to be pretty free. You can just get up there, jump across, move to the right, up and right, and get up to finish that level. And yeah, keep an eye on those Firefoxes. It's the same as all the levels. It's the RNG. They could be anywhere. They could be moving any direction, up, down, left, and right. All right, let's have a look at a video of the Weeby freebie. Is this something here? No, there's no video. Let's see. No video. Okay, guys, let's practice the Weeby freebie instead. Yeah, save states are lined up on the laptops.
Worth pointing out as well is that once the Firefoxes get all the way to the top, they won't come down.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Once the Firefoxes reach that level that Donkey Kong is standing on, they won't be able to come back down.
True, yeah. And if you do get a few up there, sometimes taking the left ladder is a bit better because they move faster going to the right. They tend to accumulate there a bit more, so it makes the left one. So if you're on the level for quite a while, sometimes the left ladder is the safer one to go for.
That's it. Yeah. So if your Firefoxes are all moving up to the top to where Donkey Kong is, you have a higher chance of completing your level if you use that left-hand top ladder instead of the right, because they do move slower, moving to the left.
If everyone counts how many times they're successful, you can see the percentage of success of the Weeby stats. Because the game's not hard enough. Now you have to count while you're doing it.
There's going to be other factors involved.
Like you got to get to the screen first.
Yeah, true.
All right, practice session, guys.
Just play.
Get into it. Wait on the left at the start. Wait for those pies to all come out on the left-hand side. Hit up those right-hand ladders. See if you can make it up.
I think this is number 3. Save 3. Is that right?
Save state number 3 or save state number C on Neil's machine.
Oh, number C.
C, wow. F7.
C.
What?
Letter C, possibly.
Function F7.
I think you can just do F7, man. No? Okay, shit.
Mikey.
Yeah. And then C.
Wow. Which is jump? The first one?
This one.
Damn.
Dude, yeah.
Let them all spawn.
The first lesson was
Freebie,
fantastic.
freebie, 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 freebie.
What's negatory?
What's negatory?
Ah! Hi! In the foot!
0%? Okay.
Okay, do it again. Function F7 C.
Who's on time again, XJ?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, fair enough. Safely, bye. That's still the best one.
Oh, gotta do it again. Function F7 C. So far I've got 0 freebies out of 2.
Oh man, that's
Oh no, I sort of did it. I guess this is a freebie, but it's not.
oh.
And that's a change in direction by... I should have gone down.
Yeah, he loves it.
Here's a freebie, you can tell by where they are. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Freezer. Freezer.
That's it, Jeff. There we go. We've got a freebie.
The Adam Levy freebie.
Who's Adam Levy?
Adam Lee.
Oh. Does he?
He claimed it.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the Steve Levy freebie.
Oh.
That's the exit point.
That was
This
very
guy-
close. Very
Yeah.
close.
He's going to change again. Go all the way this side. I'm going to go up there if it's clear. No, it's dead. I wouldn't have done this to be
Okay,
honest.
so for the save states, guys, I asked the gentleman that brought the laptops to set them to level 5 Pies board, which is the hardest one. So if you're getting smashed, don't be too disheartened. They're not always this hard until you get up to level 05.
Screw you. I thought I'd try it anyway. No way was that a freebie. Look at this, freebies. Freebies everywhere. Oh, what did I do? What did I do?
That's what I always think when we talk about but it is such a big part. I bet you Eddie listens to our episodes. Yeah, he probably liked when we spoke about Street Fighter every shooters every.
You notice I do hover on levers a lot. I'm waiting to see what the fireball is going to do. But it's always a freebie until it's not. Now it's definitely not. Oh! I think the battery just died on your computer.
Oh, it's on battery power?
It's like the sucker is.
A rookie move. Sorry, yeah.
All good.
Fix it.
Sorry, I didn't realise there was a power board behind there.
How you going?
Oh, whoa. Actually, back to use it again.
I am back on. Wow, how can he not be dead? It's always a freebie until it's not. Just keep going. Push that sucker as far as you can take it. Boom. It's always a freebie until it's not. Boom, freebie. Watch for pies. That's definite freebie. Is it? Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. Do I even need to do the last bit? 67 on the clock. That's the usual timer. Whoops, function. F7.
Which is like the people who just do that fluid run, and the people who get the I do the head start. You think everyone standing is like
Screw you. Still a freebie to me.
I do like as soon as I see that it's a long time, because I know where it stops safe breakthrough. I just think it's, for me, I learned watching a video on YouTube.
That's not a freebie.
He was like, this is how I do it.
Oh, though, is it? Is it?
Yeah, you just
Is
wait
it?
next.
No, it's death. Shouldn't have gone for
The
that.
next one's safe. Like, the next one's short.
Oh,
The next one's short. Yeah.
failed to load.
Like, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's just slightly different times. Maybe it's not too advanced, but just
Still a freebie.
one method. Yeah, keep it safe.
I think of all the other great stuff that you can do with time.
I can't be short. I try to use this one for good. Screw me. I'm reading
It's a freebie until it's not. Doesn't look like much of a freebie anymore. Go down. Down, 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 down. Now I've got a freezer. He should stop either side of the ladder. So it is safe to go up when he freezes on either side as long as there's no other ones around. But now I've got this one going. Ooh, get out of here. Wait here for these guys to go up. Up, 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 up. There you go. Well, of course he's a freezer. He's back up, buddy. Whoop, 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 whoop. Not a freebie. I can't see chat, by the way, so I've got no clue what anybody's saying. Not a freebie. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, that's what you actually rewrite.
Freeze. You know? For some cheap numbers.
I think if you really want to play skiing, you have to look for it this year. Kills Ranger.
I'm playing Weeby Freebie. Freeze up. He's going to stay there for ages. Easy. Knowing the behaviour of what fireballs do is also a super important factor. Freezers will hang around, they'll climb up and down ladders usually.
It gets busy sometimes.
Everyone's going this way. You don't know. There's no way to know it's going to keep going that way.
Screw you. Oh! Whoa! I jump into them.
When it reaches the girder, you can steer it. The same way that you steer barrels the other way.
Run the way that it's going and then let.
That's a freebie, that's boring. That's not how. Who needs a freebie?
So, take another way to the girder.
Ooh.
So yeah, so I think there's 3 ways it can change. So
But that would make a big difference. You're just trying to figure out what's
yeah, so as when the barrels
come along and transfer everything back and
it
then
will want
roll
to
out.
so it will either stay on the same trajectory toward it, or if it reaches the girder, it will like to the left or right, depending on which way you're going, and steer it.
Next!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the next section. The table that the laptops are on now is currently reserved for a midday start, so if we can have the laptop people for that table to move the laptops to the table further back near the Super Nintendo or the Mega Drive, that would be great. I think it's Sean and Jeff, thank you. And we'll get into the next section, which is everyone's favourite section.
Yes. No.
Good old Springs level. The Springs level is the main sticking point in anyone trying to learn Donkey Kong. It's the level you get to and you're like, hey, I made it, and then you'll get there again. The next time you play Donkey Kong and you're like, hey, I died. Why is this happening? Why does this game hate me? As usual, RNG is triggering all these
ONG, that's
deaths.
the key.
But yeah, the Springs, they take a little bit to learn as well. It's one of those things where if you do have MAME, the multiple arcade machine emulator at home, which is what we're playing on the laptops here, you can set up a save state for the Springs, like we're going to be doing as well, to help you learn them and help you get your eye in, basically, to recognise the springs, the different springs. There's 16 types of springs that scroll across the top of the screen there, which is the danger area, which is where you need to be to finish the level. 16. So we're just going to show a little picture. A little bit scary, this picture. Let's check it out. Here is the rainbow of springs. Every coloured line represents one of the 16 springs, and where the centre of that spring is going to land as it touches the top girder, as it bounces along. This is to give you the image that the springs at the top, they're always going to be different. You're not going to get spring distance 1, then distance 2, then distance 3. You're going to get spring distance 16, then you're going to get spring distance 4, and then like 14, and then 1. It's going to change every time. Every spring that comes on the screen is governed by the RNG, the multiple cogs running in the background of the game. As Mr. Tekyo likes to say, it's never going to be replicatable, these springs levels. So you have to be prepared to finish this level with a fluid movement that is well educated in watching those springs as they're coming on the screen. The shorter springs, they have a very short arc as they bounce across the screen, and they seem to be the slowest at moving across. the longest springs, that front yellow line there, that's the spring that will land almost all the way to the right of Donkey Kong's foot on that golden metal part above the elevator. They move the fastest across the screen. And then you'll have 14 other springs between those two that have different speed ratios as well, going from slowest to fastest. Essentially, to learn it, you sort of want to be able to identify what's coming on the screen as a short spring, a medium spring, and a long spring. And that's how we all learn to pick this thing up as well. You don't have to take 16 different types of springs exactly where they're going to land, because that's impossible to see, especially at the speed they move. Alright, so as mentioned in the beginner's class, this is the easiest way up the springs level to get up and across. You want to be heading up those ladders straight away. Wait for that Firefox there to go down. Jump across to your elevator, jump across to where the Firefox was, jump across to the next elevator, make the leap of faith from that elevator that goes down across to the little girder there, and then work your way up to that safe spot number 1 where you can stand and look at those beautiful springs bounding towards you. So what we're going to need is a reference point. How can we see there's a short spring, a medium spring, and a long spring coming off the screen at the top there? So what you have to do is look to see where the spring is going to land on the initial impact with the girder. And that sort of gives you that impression of this is going to be a short spring, or is it a medium spring, or a long, or something in between. And the RNG is always going to keep you on your toes, because you have to be constantly checking what springs are coming onto the screen from this stage onwards, from that safe spot until you finish this level. So short spring, this is the best way that I could show it to people and explain it. Short spring is going to land, that's where it's landing. Its first initial landing point is to the left of that golden part at the top of the elevator, right on Donkey Kong's right foot. That's a short spring. They move across the screen quite slowly because of their short arc. So the speed will come into effect later in a few slides' time when you're seeing when you have to run and when you have to retreat to not finish this level or finish it. Medium springs, they're going to land sort of half and half on that golden elevator thing, just to the other side of Donkey Kong's foot there. They're going to land, that's a medium spring in the middle. And when you get to the long spring, you'll be able to identify it because it's landing almost all the way to the right of the top of that elevator section there, the golden part. And these are the ones you have to really look out for them because they're the fastest ones and they will catch you and kill you quite easily. Recognizing the springs, it does take a lot of practice. There is 16 different springs, but all you sort of really need to recognise is the short, the long, and the medium to know when it's safe for you to leave safe spot number 2 and run up the ladder with the short spring following you. Next slide, here we go. Once you've moved from safe spot 1, after a short spring has come along, you'll be in safe spot number 2. So in safe spot 2 is where you're going to have to be watching the springs at all time from here on. When you see a long spring coming along, when you're sitting in safe spot 1, you want to wait for the long spring to be just moving over your head as you start to run towards the ladder. Now that's the first part of finishing the level. The next part is you instantly have to look to the left-hand side of the screen to see what the next spring is going to be. Because if another long spring comes along, they move very fast. And if you're moving up your ladder on the right there, and a long spring comes along after the long you've just run at, it will hit you on the ladder, no worries at all. Even a medium, anything in between a medium and a long, will take you out. So as you're running to the right after your long spring, you have to instantly look to the left and make sure that the next one is going to be a short spring. So the short springs will take the longest time to get across to you. So if you're running on the long to start with and then there's a short behind you, you have more than enough time to run across, get up the ladder and finish the level. And that's the only way to explain it really. Oh, If you can get MAME at home, use a save state. There's probably videos on YouTube for it as well to check it out. But we've got another lovely video here from Dennis, who's going to show us in slow motion what a short or long, how to finish a level will be. Just the regular pattern to get across. Always make a leap of faith. Don't be worried or scared. Don't go down to the bottom and take the long way up. Hang around at safe spot 1, and now safe spot 2. Just waiting for a long spring to come along. There's a long spring, but there was a longer one behind it. Long spring there. He's running across. He sees another one which looks very long, and he's already retreated back down and back to escape it. Nice long spring there. He's running just as it goes over it, and just makes it up because it was a medium to short spring that followed it.
That's even so early.
I always do. I've got bad reflexes. That's it.
Let's just watch those slow-mos again. Oh, let's go on this way.
I'm just not as good as you.
What goes in?
Yep.
There. Oh, sorry guys. Press the wrong button. There we go. We'll just let play. Yeah, regular pattern, perfect. Cross and across, make the jump there. Hang out at safe spot 1. Move to safe spot 2 once a long, or once a short. So here's the first retreat. Long spring comes on screen. Happy to run. Looks back to the left, and then sees another long spring coming. Instantly retreats. Nice long one come on. He's ready to run. Starts running, and then sees a medium to short, and then goes up. Yeah. It wasn't a short, it was a medium to short, so still a little bit risky, but you just need to make sure that spring, after you start running, is going to be a short one, is moving to the left, it's going to land on that left side of the top of the elevator there. And that's the whole idea behind getting through a springs level. So let's have a practice. This practice is going to be... Got some words from Neil.
Sorry, just something that helped me learn springs was to understand the springs or when to go was that this one here, I always use that as my indicator as to a long spring. So if the spring is over this black dot here, you're safe to go. And the shorter spring doesn't actually touch this gold part at all. It will actually land right here. So that's a really good way of just learning which ones to go on safely. That's a start when you're learning this.
All right, the laptops are set up with save states again for this. I set them up so that you're not going to be doing the whole level just to get up there. So we're going to be starting just on the bottom, this little girder down here, so we can go up and just get onto the springs and just start practicing them. All right, let's have a practice and go from there.
It's number 4.
Alright, in about 5 minutes or so, probably wrap up the stream. And yeah, we just make sure these 2 tables are ready to go for the others.
Neil, what's your key?
Springs D.
What's going on here? Long.
Bit hard to see on that screen.
Short. Good enough. Long. Mid. Short. Mid, short, mid, long. Man, I'm late on this. Oh, where am I? Up here. What? What? So, what?
So that we have something for stream. Hello, stream.
Fixing the board.
Jeffrey, we have clear instructions for you. Okay,
It's going to be dark one.
Cool. No, it wasn't. That one was good to go on. I just didn't go far across quick enough. Oh, what the fuck?
It's getting everything.
That's weird.
It's getting power. No go. So it means there's probably 3 stations in line. Yeah, that's safe. I don't like bricks and stuff. Pretty sure they're safe. I don't know. It's those boards are fine because they're like 40 years old. Don't brick and stuff out.
It is the only level you should never die on.
I die 100% of the time.
Yeah. Oh no, it's hard.
This is where I hit my.
Oh, what the fuck? I'm not judging that the way I should be. Keep fucking up on this joystick. Oh, I'm slid.
You said you shouldn't die when you show us what not to do.
Yeah. Ha! Oh,
do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Not correct?
Yeah, of course, mate. There you go.
Yeah, I need this simple step. Jump. Okay. It is hard on the small screen.
Yeah.
Like small one.
So that was a safe one to go on, yeah.
No, not long enough.
Nice, very nice.
Ooh. How do I do retry?
Function F7 and then hit D.
What? Oh.
Adam and I got there, we tested it. All goes down. Not as scary. It slows down the heart. But if it's a voltage, every sort of seconds out of pulse stuff, it slows down. So you can run down to 4.7, 3.75, maybe. Or you can go up to 5.2 volts. Think of it this way, you read so they're all so they're
Alright everyone, if you're playing Donkey Kong, keep on playing. We're about to wrap up here as it's hitting midday. Thank you everyone for coming along. It's been a great little morning on community and some new faces too. Thank you. It's good to see people out and about. Donkey Kong is a thriving community.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Give it up for Mike, everybody!
And thank yous on the screen as well. And if you want to practice some extra Donkey Kong, the two low boys up on the stage here are still set to free play, and you can play your Donkey Kong game. Yeah, thank you to everyone on the screen who helped make the Donkey Kong little intermediate beginner's manual. Netherwell for hosting and having us here, and yeah, brilliant times all. Thank you, good fun.
Thank you, Mike.